Hello food fans, today we're going to have a hearty meal. How do I know that? Because it says so right here on this can. This is from Kroger and it says it's a hearty pot roast. This is a soup and this is 18.8 ounces. It's got a lot of healthful benefits for us in there in the way of vegetables and some pot roast. So we're going to have a nice meal. We're going to add a couple items to the pot roast as it is cooking. We shall add macaroni and spaghetti, and a total of about 5 ounces of that. And we're going to have a nice meal here for probably near $3.25, low cost these days for a nice hearty meal with lots of good food. So let's get started. Here we see the pasta in the water. The water was boiling when I took the lid off, but it stopped boiling. But I'll let it cook for a little bit, probably let it cook for about 5 minutes, then turn the heat off, let it simmer for 3 or 4 more minutes. And then we'll add the pot roast soup, the hearty pot roast soup, to the mixture after I drain it, of course. One more stir before I drain the water. And then we'll add the pot roast soup. Parents, keep the kids away from the hot stove. Add the rest of the hearty pot roast soup here, and I will stir this and we will be ready for lunch. And it looks delicious, and as I've said before, anything that's hot or sharp, keep away from the kids, their parents. And I will take a taste test of this. I'm also having coleslaw. It was on sale when I was in Kroger yesterday. Let me taste this. Very good, flavorful, and big chunks of vegetables and meat. I have some coleslaw. Coleslaw was Kroger's Deli. They had a sale on the big container of coleslaw, and I'm not one to pass up a sale on something that I like. I have a cabbage salad just about every day, and sometimes it is coleslaw. Other times my specialty, the salad with cabbage and carrots and tomatoes and mayonnaise and relish and ketchup. This is coleslaw. This is the creamy coleslaw. Very crunchy. I think coleslaw is good for you. It has the raw cabbage in it. The cost for the meal, the Kroger's hearty pot roast soup varies. I checked it online, and some places $1.89, some places $2.09, but we'll say about $2 for a container, and I eat the entire container, even though they consider this to be 2 servings. I don't. I think this is 1 serving. It has too high sodium content for people who are watching their sodium intake. But it tastes good. So about $2 for the soup. The noodles come out, I figure about 6 ounces of noodles, and it comes out to about 36 cents. Coleslaw, this container, I won't even be consuming a 10th of it or 20th of it, but I figure about 30 cents worth there for that. The cola, which I got at Kroger, I won't drink more than 30 cents worth of cola in the meal. And the what is this? It comes out to under $3, and then we're going to be adding a secret dessert later on. And We're having a meal for about $3 that is pretty substantial. It's a good meal. It tastes good. Has some health benefits. And it's not expensive. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. We'll talk about some of the people I work with. I have a list of a lot of people I work with. This is just a tiny percentage of the people I work with, but Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, he was nice to work with, and he does have two completely different identities. He can be Pee Wee Herman or he can be Paul Rubens. Both nice people. And when I worked on Pee Wee's Big Adventure, did a scene with Tim Burton was a director. He directed me in one scene. It was known as a silent bit. Tim Burton was nice, and when he was showing Paul Rubens how he wanted Pee Wee to come walking into the diner and how he would turn and face this way, then he'd face that way. And Tim Burton would suddenly become Pee Wee Herman. He would be talking with Pee Wee Herman's voice, and he would be walking like Pee Wee Herman. I understand that diner with the dinosaurs is no longer there. This is very good. Time for some root beer. You could also add crackers, oyster crackers, regular crackers, cheese crackers to the pot roast soup. Let's see, Pee Wee Herman, Tim Burton, and who we have here? Elisha Cook Jr. He was in a lot of the old movies in the 1940s, especially in 1930s, often in movies with Humphrey Bogart. I worked with him in a movie, I think it was called Leave 'Em Laughing, with Mickey Rooney and Elisha Cook Jr. We sat at the same diner that was being used for a set and just chatted. And Elisha Cook Jr. is a very nice person and a very accomplished actor. He was especially known for Maltese Falcon. Pasta and soup go together well. I might be the only person who worked with Elisha Cook Jr. and Pee Wee Herman and Nina Foch, F-O-C-H, Nina Foch. She was a charming lady who was a glamorous movie star back in the 1930s and 40s. She worked on Dear John as a recurring character. She was John Lacey's mother in the episodes in which she appeared. And it was fun to watch her acting and debating with the director on whether she should enter from stage right or stage left, or whether she should be seated or standing. A very talented actress. You might want to look her up on Wiki. N-I-N-A, that's the first name, Nina and the last name Foch, F-O-C-H. I had the pleasure of working with her probably 3 or 4 episodes of Dear John. Let's see who else we got here. Tom Hanks. Worked with him, I think the first time I worked with him was on Family Ties. He played the part of the uncle of the character Alex. And his character, Tom Hanks' character, was always getting in trouble with the law. And in one scene, a silent bit, I worked with him in an airport scene where he's trying to sneak back into town, but the detectives are watching for him, so he hides himself within a group of big men, myself, Clay Hodges, and another person, and he sees us in the airport, and he gets into the center of our moving group of people who are walking through the airport in order to hide himself from the detective. Also worked with him on The Man with One Red Shoe. I think I worked with him another time also. I think I did 3 different shows with him. Tom Hanks was a pleasant person. Steve Martin, worked with him about 4 times. Worked with him on, I think it's called The Lonely Guy. And Pennies from Heaven. And he was always pleasant, always ready with his part. He knew his lines very well. We did more than 40 takes on the title sequence of Pennies from Heaven. That was done at MGM. I worked with a lot of the people from Saturday Night Live. But it is long. Some of the Saturday Night Live people I worked in movie scenes with include Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase. I never got to work with John Belushi. Chevy Chase I worked with on Vacation 2, Fletch, Under the Rainbow, and which one am I forgetting here? Deal of the Century. I stood in for him one time when his regular stand-in was not available at a certain time. They needed someone my height. Chevy Chase is about the same height as me, about 6'4". I worked with Dan Aykroyd. Several times I worked with Dan Aykroyd. Don't remember which one. One was Dr. Detroit. I don't know what else I worked with him on. I was in a restaurant scene in Dr. Detroit with Dan Aykroyd. Tony Perkins, I worked with him, Universal, on Psycho 2. Psycho 2 is quite good. It's a different story from the original Psycho, but it's a sequel. about done with the soup here. If you're a tall person, they need you in movies. If you're a not so tall person, they need you in movies. If you're an old person, they need you in movies. If you're a young person, they need you in movies. Whatever you are, they can use you in some movie somehow. That's one of the good things about being an entertainer in show business. Nobody ever wants to retire from being an entertainer. They want to keep going. I enjoy making the YouTube videos. Some of the other people I'll be talking about in future videos here: Billy Ray Cyrus, Bill Murray, Jose Ferrar, Mel Ferrar, Henry Winkler, Fred Gwynn, John Candy, Nick Nolte, Andy Griffith, Richard Pryor, Ernest Borgnine. I've worked with a lot of people, and I've enjoyed being in the world of entertainment. This is good, but it's time for a secret dessert. Now, normally I would have chocolate pudding. It cost 25 cents at Aldi. When I bought this, four containers for 99 cents, so 25 cents for chocolate pudding at Aldi's, but I didn't pay 25 cents. I got a bigger chocolate pudding, for free for Christmas. So I'm having a free secret dessert, and it's bigger than my usual chocolate pudding, and it's got more than one flavor. I'm not sure what this is, but I can see chocolate. Chocolate is one of my favorite tastes, favorite foods. Where's my little spoon? Here's my little spoon. And I'll try some of this chocolate pudding. Glad you got to come by today. Weather's warm. Boy, this is good. This is very, very good. The weather has warmed up here in Tennessee for today, and maybe within a month or so we'll start seeing nice temperatures when it's too warm to have the heater on, too cold to have the air conditioner on. Don't need anything. Oh, this is good. Thank you for coming by. I enjoyed having a conversation with you, and thank you for watching.